if you're manifesting money, then you've got to stop doing this behavior that I'm going to talk to you about in the video. Stop causing yourself your own unintentional delay. Stay tuned. Hello everybody and welcome to another rousing episode of Spill the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie. I consider myself to be like the funniest, wittiest mindset coach, as well as your OG hype you up rampage queen here on YouTube. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, the links as usual are going to be in the description box below. I'm just in another part of my house where I'm actually standing, so hopefully this area doesn't sound like shit. I've got to try to get caught up on my calendar. So, you know, it shows up backwards for me. Let's see how I want to do this. Cozy motherfucking sweater time. Not if you manifest being in a warmer place or just having warm weather in general. Put all your fucking summer clothes away already. I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. This says favorite fucking season. There's a lot of people who like fall. I like warmer weather more. No one should fuck up cider with pumpkin spice. I don't know anything about that. This calendar is probably going to be lame this time. I might have to tell you when to skip ahead. This shit's spooky. The 3D can be pretty spooky when you're manifesting hella ass negative shit for yourself, but you know what? You can be the master manifesting and just be like, I'm hocus fucking pocusing this shiznit away. Get shit done. Get your fucking affirming done, period. Get period, shit period done. AKA you're affirming and persisting. What asshole really wants fun-size candy? Not me. I literally give the kids that come to my house legit full-size candy bars. Like, that's no joke. Pick your fucking poison. You can pick your fucking poison in your 3D reality. Do you want to have your 3D reality just happen to you or make it work for you by affirming and persisting? You can let it happen or you can create what you want. Well, son of a witch. Shitty ass 3D. Kindly fuck off to the negative ass 3D. Boo bitches. You can just say some more facts. At least we're almost done. Happy Columbus was actually a huge asshole day. Yeah, you know, they changed this holiday here in the States. How the fuck are there still leaves to rake? You've manifested living in the wrong place. Holy shitballs is sometimes what you're going to feel like when you literally manifest exactly what you want, because you're going to be like, holy shit. How many pumpkins is too fucking many? I wouldn't know about that. I don't even mess with pumpkins, to tell you the truth. Rip the last fuck I gave. Yeah, we're going to shred the last fuck you gave about this shitty ass 3D reality. Put it in the trash where it belongs. Of course, my owl trash can is where I normally film, so it's not here with me at this second. It's this one. It's not too early to scare the shit out of someone. Some of us are just looking at a shitty ass 3D reality and being like, what the fuck is that? This says fuckity fuck, and I'm not going to say how many times that says fuck, but we're just going to give that to the 3D. Oh, look, I don't give a shit o'clock about what? The 3D. This is just talking about voting. Are you fucking registered to vote? Do your damn duty. You know what? A lot of people in the United States actually don't vote. It's very interesting. Eat, drink, and be scary as fuck. Obviously, it's getting closer to the Halloween part of the calendar. Don't give a flying fuck if a black cat crosses your path. You don't even have to worry about that. It's all based on your dominant thoughts and assumptions about everything, including shit like that. This just says it's not December. Put Santa the hell away. So a lot of people start doing weird stuff with decorating in this country. They just do. So those of you that probably skipped about 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes of my rambling about the calendar, welcome back. And today's topic is going to be trying to educate you guys on something that you should avoid doing because you don't want to cause your own unintentional delay. So I'm trying to adjust a screen so I can read it. One of my clients sent me a question, and I'm not going to read it word for word. And I don't think that she would really mind if I share this because it seems to be something I'm seeing recently. And there must just be some confusion. So for those of you that are manifesting money, if you literally have, I think this might be money from Japan. I'd have to look. I don't know. My son, we have different money all over the place. But if you literally feel like you've got two nickels to rub together, but you're manifesting money and you're just affirming things like that you're exceptionally wealthy, that you're rich as fuck with millions of dollars, which is mine, that you get tons of money without lifting a finger, or you're getting hella money for no effort. Money's raining down on you, coming to you from all sources, blah, 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 blah. You want to still keep a good money mindset. Well, my client had a situation where she had someone come visit her, and she was writing me because her concern was she's got a friend that's visiting her, and how does she deal with the opposing thoughts that she's having, like she needs money to spend this weekend to take her friend out for them to be able to have fun, and she's affirming all these things about having money, but when it's in her face and she needs all the money that she has for rent, it's hard to stick to having hella money for both rent and to spend this weekend. So she's running into a common problem that I think people encounter when they're manifesting money. When you're manifesting anything, you're temporarily walking in a duality of your 3D realities reflecting back to you, mirroring back to you one thing, your old dominant thoughts and assumptions that probably weren't working for you, and that's why you're manifesting something else. And in your mind, you have what you want. So if in your mind you're rich, but in the 3D you're broke as a joke and you've got two nickels to rub together, you're not going to put yourself in situations where you're, freaking out about how much money that you have. So what I'm trying to say is that there's some coaches out there that talk about acting as if, and I think that there's a lot of confusion around that topic. Acting as if to me means that you're thinking as if you have what you want, that in your mind you have what you want. So if you're manifesting money in your mind, you're rich, right? Right. You would think that you could afford whatever you want when you are doing something. But you're not going to act as if you're rich because you're not going to spend money you don't have. You're not going to go out and quit your job. You're not going to go out and buy a mansion. You're not going to go out and buy a brand new Lamborghini if you don't have the money to pay for it. Because that would be, if you want to literally interpret acting as if, that would be acting as if. But there's coaches out there that say that you have to act as if you're rich, as if you're in a relationship, as if you're healthy, as if you've got the job. And it's like, how would you do that? And think about when you were spiritually asleep and you were manifesting, because you were still manifesting when you were spiritually asleep, right? It's just when you were spiritually asleep, you weren't doing it purposely or consciously. Were you going out spending money you didn't have because you were wanting to be wealthy? Were you going out around town telling people that you're in a relationship with somebody when you're in no contact or you're not even dating yet? No, like you wouldn't do any of those things. Why? Because it would be literally considered delusional. Or if you're filling out applications and you're saying that you earn money that you don't, it could be literally fraud that people can get in trouble for. So she's encountering trying to have it in her face and wanting to spend money, but not being able to. And so in those situations, number one, you're not going to spend money that you don't have. Don't cause yourself more resistance, which would cause more of an unintentional potential delay by spending money you don't have and then starting to worry about money and freaking out about money and having all this negative thinking about money, because that wouldn't be helpful to you. But instead, if I was in her physical shoes, I would try to find activities that were low cost or free, or, maybe even approach, parents or something of that nature to see if, there was a couple bucks I could borrow temporarily or whatever, if I felt like I needed to pay for things, or I would use maybe some of my other resources, but knowing that it would be for a temporary basis, but I would spend rent money. Having said that, when you're going out with your friend though, if I was in her physical shoes and I was out with a friend, let's say I couldn't take her to do what I really wanted to do because I couldn't technically afford it in that moment, I would be telling myself, oh, we're doing this because it's something that we actually really want to do. We could literally go to that fancy restaurant. We could go to this event. We could go do XYZ, but we don't feel like doing that. And since we could do it at any time, it doesn't really matter. And so you just tell yourself a story that makes sense to you as why maybe you're not doing it right this moment, this more expensive thing or these other things. But in your mind, you could easily afford it. It's in the budget. It's a drop in the bucket. you don't want to think of these things as, I don't have the money to do it. Now, obviously, when you're living in the 3D reality, you're going to pay your bills. You're going to see how much money that you have. You're going to know. But the minute that you're done doing your banking or your budgeting or paying bills, you step away from that, and in your mind, you're back to being rich. So you don't spend money that you don't have. You don't stress yourself out about what you can or can't do at the time. Just don't do that. Don't spend money you don't have, and try not to get worked up if you can't do something you want to do in that moment. Because when you get the money, you'll be able to do it as much as you want, and you'll get it even faster if you're not focusing on, I can't do these things now, or spending money you don't have or getting worked up about it. And so we all live in a 3D reality, and while we're waiting for our manifestation to come in, we might be experiencing the opposite, or, like the old thoughts and assumptions. Not that you're going to have like some weird, a bunch of opposing things happen. What I'm meaning is like, if you're broke, you're experiencing being broke. In your mind, you're rich. But as far as you're concerned, you're going to have that wealth mindset of, I can easily afford that. I just don't feel like doing that today. I don't feel like buying that today. Or, I'll order it online when I have more time, or that's not what I'm here for. Or I don't like the color of that car. I could easily afford its price tag of $500,000, but I think that shit's kind of fucking ugly. So it's whatever you would tell yourself is a reasonable excuse. If it's something that you really want, I was actually telling one of my clients last night, if you're looking at something and you would really want to purchase it, but don't have the money right that moment, then tell yourself something more like, I don't really have time for that now. I'll order it later, or I'll send my assistant to go get it, or something to that effect, something that indicates to you that you could afford it, you like it, you could buy it, but you're just not doing it right this second. Because I'm telling you right now, people that are wealthy are not falling over themselves necessarily to go get something unless it's like a rare or one of a kind item, because they can just get it later. And even if it's not available anymore, they've got connections to get it. Like, there's just no rush if something's on sale or like other things, because they have a whole lot of resources at their disposal, at their fingertips, and you just literally don't give a fuck. I mean, I've got a gal that's like my cleaning lady. She takes care of my dog. She's almost like a personal assistant to me. I woke up the other morning and didn't have, well, I guess it was a week ago now, but I woke up, had no coffee, and I just texted her and said, can you go get me some coffee? She was at my house in 15 minutes with coffee. Why does she do that? Because I take care of her. And so she takes care of me. Of course, my light goes out when I'm nearly done shooting this video. So why does she go get it for me just when I request it? Because I take good care of her. And I don't have to worry about if I buy coffee when I'm on my way home or out running errands, because I can get it pretty much whenever I want. And if Rebecca's not available, there's such things as DoorDash or whatever. So it's just an interesting thing that I think happens with mindset when your financial situation changes. The people that I've known in my life that are wealthy, they don't think about being broke. If they do think about being broke, they laugh at it. They don't worry about, feeling the push that they have to get something right that second, that they've got to stop what they're doing. They do it leisurely when they feel like it, or they have someone else do it for them. So start putting in your mind that you can afford whatever you want. I don't care where you are. I don't care how much money you physically have. If you see something that you need or want, you can easily afford it. I'm just not purchasing it right now because of XYZ. It's a drop in the bucket. I've got no worries about this. Stop telling yourself, I can't afford this, I can't have this, this good time is ruined, or whatever. Now, if you have an event coming up and you're manifesting money, one of the things that I would have done is, if I knew I had a friend coming in like a couple weeks or a month, I would be affirming that we had an amazing time and that I had more than enough money to take her out. Of course I did, because I've got plenty of money. And so I would have affirmations for that, so that I would manifest in some extra money while I'm manifesting in larger sums, so that I could do what I wanted to do and not be sitting there thinking, I can't do what I want to do because this is rent money. I don't have any other money for any other activities. So do you see the difference? Don't cause yourself your own unintentional delay by focusing on the not having the money. Yes, deal with whatever you need to deal with, do whatever you need to do in the 3D in order to, make ends meet, push through, get through. And when you're not doing those things in your mind, you're rich as fuck. People are like, well, what if I'm going to work? You're wrapping it up. You've got your money, you're wrapping it up, or you're doing them a solid, or they asked you to come train somebody, or you like working there, so sometimes you just occasionally go there because you'd be bored. Think of something that makes sense to your mind of like why you'd be there, why you don't have something if you need to tell yourself something. So think from the end, think as though you have the money, but don't obviously act as if and spend money you don't have or do fraudulent things or be freaking out about it. Why? Because that's negative ass mental diet. And that's not what we're going to do here, because we're going to put the 3D in the trash where it belongs so that we can GYS, so that you can GYS, get your shit. Get your shit. Just get your shit. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful to you. Sorry that I'm in a different location. Hopefully it's not too terrible. I'm actually I think I'm gonna make some changes where I film and things like that coming in the future. But having said that, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Drop any comments, questions, or concerns below because I love to check them out. And as usual, I'll talk to you later. Bye.